Lanier Johnson Hunt says he's left with these scars. He says they still burn to the touch. Fulton County School Police tased him after he says his bus driver claimed he wasn't on the right bus. But he says he was.
They asked me to get off the bus. I refused and told them this. Well, I was trying to tell them this is my bus, but the students was telling them that this is my correct bus.
You gonna get off, or you gonna make me take you off?
I got you, gang.
Are you gonna get off, or you gonna make me take you off? Come on.
Y'all a little too close to me.
So these kids gotta go home. I'm not playing with you. I'm trying to go home. But you don't ride this bus. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stop touching, man. Come on. Make this harder than what it is. Let's go, man. Tase.
Are you trying to tell me?
Cause you ain't getting up. Like I said, that's why. Now let's go.
Oh, bro.
Pull. Now get up. Try it my way. Try it my way. Let's go. I'm gonna hit your ass again. Let's go. I'm gonna hit your ass again. Get up. Get up.
Get that away from me.
Get up. I'm gonna hit your ass again. Let's go. Hey, move. Everybody get the fuck back. Everybody off the bus. Let's go, boy.
You crazy? That shit away
Let's go.
from me.
Let's go. I'm gonna hit your ass again. Let's go.
You've seen it for yourself. A kid tased in the chest by an officer who students say completely lost control. And I know it's easy to get that gut reaction, to feel the absolute worst about this situation, but we're going to break it down from a common man's perspective to figure out where it all went wrong.
I know, it was just like a normal day at school. I was just trying to get home, get on the bus. And as soon as I get on the bus driver told me that I was supposed to be on the bus. And today she gonna make sure I'm gonna get off the bus, so don't even sit down. So once I sit down, she pulled up to the administrators. And the administrators get on the bus. And they automatically thought I was on the wrong bus. When she told them my name, they got on the bus and just told me to get off the bus. At first I refused. And then when I was refusing, they said if I don't get off the bus, all the students have to get off the bus. So once all the students got up off the bus, I got off the bus with the students. And then as soon as we all get off the bus, they didn't check nobody's names. They just told everybody to get back on the bus. As I get back on the bus, they told me to get off. And that's when they called the officers. When I sit down, the officers had came on the bus. They asked who was the student they was talking about. And the bus driver had pointed me out. They came back. They asked me to get off the bus. I had refused and told them this. Well, I was trying to tell them this is my bus, but the students was telling them that this is my correct bus. All the students on the bus was telling them this was my correct bus. Then, out of nowhere, one of the officers had said, if you don't get up and get off the bus, or we're going to tase you. I said, I still refused to get off the bus. And that's when they tried to pull me and grab me. And when I got back up, when I had got back up, he had tried to choke me, then he tased me.
Man, what's up, family? I appreciate you for tapping into another edition of Just Wrong. Some key things I want to look at when we jump into this, but first, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. So the real question isn't whether the officer was right or wrong for removing the student from the bus. We know that in order for the officers to have been there, that he must have been called on from the school administrators. So this incident escalated from the child and the bus driver to the child and the school administrators, then to the child and the police. So we can't negate what was going on before the officer got there. The key thing that we're looking at today is whether or not the use of the taser itself was justifiable. And that's exactly what we're about to dive into using case law, from a common man's perspective, getting true understanding.
The president of the Georgia NAACP, who is also an attorney, says since the teen was on the right bus, it was not a lawful order and the use of force was unreasonable.
For him to be on the right bus at the right time and to be assaulted like this is atrocious.
So, usually with cases dealing with excessive force, you want to always refer back to Graham versus Connor. But in this situation, we have a replica of what happened in Moretta versus Abbott, where a 53-pound 6-year-old was tased by officers in the school. So I know that the age gap here is pretty big. I think the guy on the bus was about 17 at the time, and the one that we're referring back to with Moretta versus Abbott was a 6-year-old. However, the rules still apply. If you're in school custody, you're considered a child. And in that case with Moretta versus Abbott, the officers were not given qualified immunity based simply off of the fact that any other officer would not have found it reasonable to tase a child in that situation. And one last case law that we can look back on before I bore you is Richmond versus Bedea. And this is specifically where officers found probable cause to make an arrest on a 7th grader. However, the courts ruled that that probable cause does not merge with the right to have excessive use of force in that same situation. So we're going to look back at this as far as the situation we're dealing with today on was the officer's reason to make the arrest probable, and was the force used along with that reasonable. Listen, family, I'm not one of those guys who think cops can't use force. That's not real life. In real life, situations get tense. People don't listen. It gets out of control. And at times, cops have to go beyond measures to regain control of a scene. But one thing I can't get with is skipping steps. And one important thing to remember, under settled case law, the question isn't, did he comply? The question is, was the force reasonable for what was happening in that moment? And where a lot of people get it twisted, people want to argue feelings, but the courts argue facts. In situations where you got people being mouthy, uncompliant, passive aggressive, okay, I understand. Sometimes you're going to need to go hands on, but that doesn't always constitute being able to pull out a tool used to inflict pain for compliance, especially when you're dealing with children. And let me pause for a second just to say, this is not me at all condoning how the young man carried himself, because we're definitely going to get to that. My main gripe in this situation, if you got 2 officers there on a school bus trying to gain compliance of a minor, this guy isn't attacking you. He's not charging other people. He's not reaching for weapons, tugging at yours, or any of it. Why did you hit the easy button? Why didn't both of you get on there and pull him off that bus? Why wasn't more hands-on force used, although they did have a scuffle to an extent? However, I don't see where they put their full effort in to not reaching for that easy button on the hip. How was the only 2 options do nothing or light them up? They should have got on that bus, controlled them, cuffed them, and moved them. I don't see anywhere where pulling a taser was necessary or justifiable. And the reason this matters is because once you normalize shortcuts, it creates a bigger problem. And now you lose even more community trust, and now officers are being even more scrutinized, and people are making more videos like these for situations like this. I'm not here to scream good cop, bad cop, or say he's wrong or she's wrong for the fun of it. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help uphold the standard and shine a light on injustice in situations like this that are completely unavoidable. And I 100% agree. These people need to get their children under control. Man, that boy is a loose cannon. He's going to end up somewhere he never expect. And if you're going to put yourself through this situation and not learn a lesson from it, you got a future ahead of you. Trust. We got to start holding these parents accountable. We got to start holding these communities accountable. And one thing as well, we got to start figuring out, man, where is these kids' fathers at? This man ain't got a father beside him at a press conference, but he got his mama and 2 civil rights attorneys. But hey, that's enough of my rant. Make sure you hit like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel. I'm here till I'm not.